So what is the best structure for you? Is it a limited company or a sole trader? So let's look at sole trader first. So a sole trader is really it's you as a person, a sole being, a sole person. And so if you earn under, if you earn under 50,000, and I think the figure is 270, you pay 20% tax. So if you had a job and you were earning 40,000, say, you worked as a dentist, let's say, and then you had a couple of buy-to-lets, and the buy-to-lets were paying you 9,500, then that would equal 49,500. So you'd still be under the threshold. But once that goes up to above, once that is above 50.27, so say for example your buy-to-lets went up to it was 40 you earned, and your buy-to-lets were now 10,500. There, you would be over the threshold by 270, by 230 pounds, and so your tax would jump to, your tax would now be 40%. And so you may think that rather than pay 40% on your profit that you've made, so you'd be paying, you'd be in the 40% tax bracket, which wouldn't be very nice. So if you were somebody also that was earning 50, 27 to let's see, 124.140, you would be paying 40%, and then 124.140 plus equals 45%. So that's what your tax would be, 45%. So again, you know, anything that pushes you into the 45% bracket over, so if you're just over by 1,000, or as you could see for by £230, you would be liable for 40%. And so you may not think that, you may not think that it's worth being a sole trader, because 40% is well high. So you may think about, that it may not be the best structure for you, but if you're under that 40% mark, it may be fine for you. So with a limited company, you pay corporation tax, at 25%. So within that company structure, many investors prefer to pay 45% instead of 40%. But again, that depends. So if you were in a limited company, mortgages can be a little higher. Paying an accountant to do your books, higher. Solicitors, is higher, but that depends. You know, if you're in the, you know, if you're earning over 150, 100 even, paying that additional amount may be fine. But the reason why it's such an issue with investors is that before 2015 you could what happened is that your mortgage interest was calculated differently. So let's write that down. Before 2015, more interest was calculated differently. You could claim that you could claim mortgage interest, and now you can't. So, for example, a property might be 100,000. Your mortgage repayments is £500 per calendar month, and your profit might be 500 per calendar month. And then what they do is they add it all together, and you're taxed on that and your other costs. And so that was called Section 24. And so many property investors have moved over to this system. But it's always good to seek advice, especially from an accountant, because it depends on how you structure things in limited companies. There's so many creative ways in terms of how you do things. So before you make a decision, seek some advice from an accountant. But generally that's the basic tax in terms of whether you want to go that way or not.